Welcome to JHart Modelworks. We've finally wrapped up the Audi R8 and she's ready for the big reveal. Welcome to my workbench. Let's get started. Hey guys, Justin here at JHart Modelworks, back again with another completed build. That's actually 2 builds completed in January of 2023. Realistically, I'm cheating because they were both built in 2022 mostly, and were finished in 2023 in January, but they got 2023 registration stickers, so we're calling them 2023 builds. The Audi R8 is finished. I need to get myself a smaller Lazy Susan. I also should have asked Santa for a larger photo booth, but that's okay. We'll make it work. So yeah, she is all finished up. This is Mr. Hobby Clear Black. About 6 coats of that over Zero Paint's Fine Silver base. It's been a while since I painted this. I actually had to go rewatch my own video to remember what I used. For the most part, I am happy with this build. There are a few things that I'm a little less than happy about. We're going to talk about those first and get those out of the way so that we can then focus on the good stuff. All right. So, things that I am not overly happy about with this kit. The very first thing is this rear engine cover. I've spoken about it before in one of the earlier updates, but the fit for this engine cover is absolutely freaking terrible. If I knew about it before I had painted it, I probably would have added some plastic to the engine cover. As you can see, it's not that bad on this side, but on this side, that's just really bad. Now it is functional, so we can open it up and see inside, which that came out really nice. But that is that's disappointing. The fit on that is really bad. So if you are about to build this kit and you have not painted your body yet, be aware that that is there. Another thing that I'm not happy about with this kit is the bottom chassis panel, this big flat chassis plate. And I've complained about this with Revell kits before with the big flat chassis. It seems to be a theme. I had trouble with the F430 as well. There always seems to be some kind of warpage with the chassis plate, and you've got to work at getting them straightened out, or you have to glue them into place. Something like that always ends up having to happen. This was pretty much the same thing. Bear with me, Judith has squeaky toys in the background, so if you hear any weird squeaks, it's Judith. But yes, the chassis plate had to be glued up into place. When I finally set it into place, I had to kind of push a lot, and I had to glue the chassis to the body to get it to sit right. Another problem is, probably because of that, the car didn't sit on 4 wheels like it should. Test fitting the chassis, it sat flat. With just a chassis, with the suspension in place and the wheels, everything sat square and flat. The body seemed to sit square and flat, but when I tried putting the two together, they did not want to go together. And I think because I had to push this up, the front end had to be pushed up into place to glue it. The sides had to be pushed into place and glued them into place. The only part that really fit correctly was the back end, and the back end fit pretty much perfectly. And that could be due to the tailpipes, but I mean, so because the car did not sit flat, it wanted to do the teeter-totter thing. So what I ended up doing was, scoot this down a little bit. I ended up sitting the car down flat and pressing down on one end and then on the other to figure out which one allowed it to sit square. And I found that this corner needed to be on the ground and this tire was up in the air. It wasn't by much. It's like maybe a millimeter and a half. So what I ended up doing was breaking the driver's side front tire off, the wheel anyhow. I ended up breaking it off, taking my Dremel in and dremeling out the back end, getting all the glue off of it and the mount point off of it, dremeling up against the brake to get rid of all the glue off of the brake so everything would sit nice and flush again when I glued it again. So I then put some glue on the center hub for the brake. I sat the car down and held the car down on this back end so that it would sit flush. And then I just gently slid the wheel into place until it pressed up against the brake, and I held it until the glue set. So that actually causes the car to sit square on all four tires correctly. And like I said, it's not by much. It's really not off by much. You can hardly tell looking at the brake on the inside. So looking at the brake on the inside, you can hardly tell that it's not centered unless you're just really looking. And then you can kind of notice that the brake sits a little high. But all in all, it's not off by much. So yeah, that for the most part, that is the extent of the stuff that I'm not happy with. So on to the stuff that I am happy with. So the engine bay came out really, really well. I'm very happy with it. Now, I modified a bunch of things and I added some gold where there isn't supposed to be gold because I was going with a black and gold theme for the car, and I used some gold bare metal foil on this engine cover, which turned out awesome, and the gold air intake, all that just turned out really, really well. I did have to super glue the metal transfers down, otherwise they would not really hold up well. And I did lose the V, so I ended up going with the white letter decal from the kit. But we do also have some carbon fiber in there from Scale Motorsport. And that went down really well. I'm really happy with this engine. There's a good deal of 3D printing in here. The aero kit, which includes these side skirts, this rear wing, and the front splitter. These are all 3D modeled and designed and then 3D printed by me. I have put the 3D print files for this aero kit up for sale on the Colts 3D page for those with 3D printers, including the exhaust tip. The link is in the description below. I don't sell full 3D printed items. I'm not set up for that. I've got one printer. So I don't have the time or the energy working 50-hour work weeks to also try running a business selling 3D printed parts and constantly running parts off of like one printer. I know guys who do that, and I think they've got they have several printers running all the time. I'm just not into selling the parts, but I will sell my designs. So if you have a 3D printer, you can print them yourself. So the link to my Colts 3D page will be down in the bottom, and that's where I sell things at. But yeah, the aero kit is really nice. It turned out great. I'm really happy with it. Again, we went with Scale Motorsport 1/20th scale. The 1/24th scale is a little too fine for me for body work. It doesn't look right. So I use 1/20th on the outside. I also 3D printed some Recaro seats, which you can't see, but they're in there. The mirrors, I wasn't a fan of the kit mirrors, so I also found some kit mirrors on Colts 3D and 3D printed those. And the wheels and the brakes, are also 3D printed. Those are 4G Auto wheels from Real Rims. I don't know where I got the brakes from. They're AP Racing brakes. Let's see, we also 3D modeled and printed the exhaust tips, which we did that because I lost one set. And then while trying to take measurements to make these, I snapped the other set in half and lost half of that set. But these turned out really well. I'm really happy with them. And doing them in gold really works for this build. The gold is Mr. Color Super Metallic 2 Rich Gold, which goes, in my opinion, great with the black. We did use the KA photo etch set. We did not use all of it. We used this front grille, and then all the metal transfers came from it. The rest of the grills, I did not feel like cutting the body after I had painted it to get those grills in there, so I didn't. The metal transfers look awesome. Oh, and we 3D printed this license plate holder. The car came with German or European plates, and it had whole space for German or European plates. And you guys know I like doing Texas plates, so I 3D modeled up a license plate holder with like the little side lights to hold my Texas plates. Another piece of that photo etch set is down here, that grill down there, as well as the grills that are inset in that air intake, which I'm not going to be able to get enough light in for you to actually see those, but they're in there. A lot of paint detail in the interior, so you can kind of see some of the gold buttons and detail and whatnot on the interior in there. We did do our seat belts, our Recaro seats. We have our registration sticker, which we're not going to focus on because I want it to. There we go. So we got another January 23 sticker. As well as our toll tag. All my cars get toll tags on them. And of course the Texas license plates. So yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with her. So that's going to wrap up the final video for the Audi R8. From here, I need to go ahead and start on the unboxing for the next kit. I'm not entirely certain, but I'm leaning heavily towards another Revell kit. I'm looking at the Dodge Viper SRT10 Spider. No one really does a build on it. A couple of people have built it, but I haven't seen anybody do a build series on it. So part of me wants to do a build series, but part of me also wants to do an update series because the update series will go quicker. In March, I'm thinking that me and Chris may start our buddy build on the 4 GT40s from Ming. So I don't want to take too long on a build series. You know, it's taking me like 2 weeks to do videos, like a week to build and then a week to edit on the build series videos. So I haven't decided if I want to do a build series or if I want to just do the update like I did on the Audi R8 build. I don't know, we'll see. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think on that. Should I do a full build series or should I just do the updates and get the build done hopefully by the end of March so that I can, start my build with Chris. Anyhow, as always guys, thanks for hanging out with me and I will catch you on the next one. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Also feel free to leave comments, feedback, critique, or anything else in the comment section below. I enjoy interacting with all my viewers in the comment section and try to reply to all the comments I receive. If you want to catch future videos, please consider subscribing to my channel and make sure you click the bell notification icon so you can be notified when I upload new videos. As always, thank you for watching, keep modeling, and have a great day.